All around the world, children as bored as can be until they see the glowing book and meet the teacher lady.
So you're looking for a friend, you know who to call. The teacher lady loves all of y'all. The teacher lady reads, the teacher lady reads. Hey, grab a book, come and sit with me. You're looking for a friend, you know who to call. The teacher lady loves all of y'all. The teacher lady reads, the teacher lady reads. Hey, grab a book, come and sit with me. You're looking for a friend, you know who to call. The teacher lady loves all of y'all. The teacher lady reads, the teacher lady reads. Hey, grab a book, come and sit with me.
Hey, grab a book. Come sit with me. Oh, hey, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Miss Erica, the teacher lady, your fairy godparent when it comes to sharing joyful stories and growing young minds. All this week, we are going to be talking about community and our civic duty. What does it mean to be a part of a community, and what is your responsibility to make sure that it keeps going? Well, we're going to find out this week, and of course, we are using literacy to be able to do so. On today's Read Aloud, we are going to be reading The Last Stand by Antoine Edie, illustrated by Jerome and Jared Pumphrey. Now, as we read, I want you to think about, how does his papa contribute to community? What is it about their family dynamic that helps us to keep going? Okay, now for the grown-ups watching, be sure to watch the Behind the Book review, where we go beyond the pages to get to the heart of the story. I know y'all are tired of me talking. You ready? Let's grow. Papa has the last stand. It wasn't always this way. A year ago, there were 2. The year before, 5. On Saturdays, we harvest, Papa and I. Papa gathers peppers, plums, and pumpkins. I collect the eggs. We set our harvests in baskets Granny made from sweet grass. Then we load them up. Papa's hands are black and wrinkled, and each wrinkle tells me a story. If anything broke, Papa fixed it. If a sign needed holding, Papa held it. Who does Papa remind you of in your life? For me, it's definitely my husband. Blue, the color of Papa's pickup, taking us like the sky, guiding us to the farmer's market where others wait and welcome us. Papa waves, parks, and readies the stand. I unload the pickup. We have 2 books that tell us about farmers market that we've read so far. I Don't Eat That, which is a children's book about food, and then the other one, Thank a Farmer, also talks a lot about farmers markets. Miss Rosa sorts out her usual bright orange pumpkins and fresh white eggs. You're moving like a cuda this season, Earl. She teases. Papa smiles. I bag. Papa's hair is gray and thin, his movements slow and steady, but like the wrinkles on his hand, every strand and movement tells me a story. From the back of the line, Mr. Johnny waves. Don't worry, I've got ripe green peppers just for you, Papa says, his voice real low. Coming right up, Mr. Johnny, I shout, my voice real high. Soon the stand is as it was when we arrived, bare. But the day isn't over. Special delivery. I walk the basket of plums up Mrs. Brown's driveway. Y'all coming later and later, Earl, she shouts to Papa. But you're worth the wait, she smiles, wide like Granny's hand-woven baskets. The star-speckled sky, black as only a town without streetlights could be, leads us home. Papa's driveway is dusty and bumpy, but every bump slowing us down as if to welcome us home tells me a story too. On Saturdays, we harvest, Papa and I, but this Saturday, Papa's too tired. I gather peppers, plums, and pumpkins. and I collect the eggs. So far in the story, we have so many examples of how both the child and the grandfather are helping community. Can you think of two examples? One of the examples that I thought of is that Papa does so much. So he'll help with signs, he'll help his neighbors, he'll help grow food and pull it, he'll go to the farmer's market. So I guess there's more than two examples. I'm sure you can come up with some by yourself, but all of these are part of the civic duties and responsibilities that he has decided to take on. Purple, like Granny's bite, giving me a ride, like Mrs. Brown's plums falling from my bag. Orange, like Miss Rose's pumpkins that I had to leave behind. Green, like Mr. Johnny's peppers rolling in front of me. Yellow, like the sun, stinging my skin as I make my way home. I'm sure it is a lot easier for him to deliver with the truck as opposed to riding the bike, but he still made it happen. What do you call it when something is hard and you just keep going anyway? What's the word I'm thinking of that starts with a P? Perseverance. Yeah, absolutely. He is showing a lot of perseverance. On Saturdays, we harvest, but Papa's still too tired. I gather peppers, plums, and pumpkins. I collect the eggs. 3 feet of Papa's ropes, a few of Granny's sweetgrass baskets, and I have an idea. Red, like the wagon, attached to the bike. When I reach the farmer's market, others wait and welcome me. I wave, park, and ready to stand. Then I unload the wagon. That is a lot of work. Now, what do you think would happen if he said, well, this is just too much work and I don't want to do it? What are some of the consequences of him not being part of community, of him not stepping up to his civic duty? Sure, people wouldn't have fresh fruits and vegetables. Yeah, maybe it would financially affect the community or his family's business. Maybe it would make Papa sad because he feels like he always helps him and this is his time to show up. So many consequences when we decide not to participate and help out. And I'm super glad that he is. Miss Rosa stops by for her usual. Mr. Johnny, waving from the back of the line, stops by too. Heavy, like the wagon, now loaded with well wishes for Papa. Ooh, it says pumpkin pie, candied plums, stuffed peppers, but the day isn't over. Special delivery. I walk the basket of plums up Mrs. Brown's driveway. Let Earl know we're thinking of him, she says, handing me jam-filled jars. On Sundays, we'd harvest, Papa and I, but today we gather instead. My Papa had a stand. Every stand has a story, and this one is mine. Now, I'm going to read a paragraph of the author's note that I think is brilliant. You ready? Let's keep going. A little over a century ago, Black farmers made up 14% of farmers in America. Today, that number is less than 2%. There are reasons for this loss. For years, the United States Department of Agriculture, the USDA, discriminated against Black farmers. If you discriminate against someone, that means you stop them from being able to participate, or at least you try to. So the USDA discriminated against Black farmers. They denied them loans, so that means they didn't have the same access to money or resources. They would not give them their fair share of assistance. In the late 1990s, Black farmers filed a class action lawsuit against the USDA. Almost 2 years later, the combined lawsuits were settled, and it became the largest civil rights settlement in history at that time. So what he's explaining happened is that Black farmers were treated poorly, and as a result, they weren't able to grow and sell as much food as other groups of people. And they were tired of being treated unfairly, so they decided to do something about it. And in this case, they filed a lawsuit. Now, it's important for you to know that the law can also be on your side. And so what these farmers did, well, they filed a lawsuit. They said, hey, it's not okay that we're not getting the same resources. And then they went through the process with the lawyer to make sure that this stopped happening. Let's finish this note. For many farming families, the damage that had been done was beyond repair. This book is a love letter. It's a love letter for Garnett, South Carolina, my hometown where peanuts, corn, and watermelon grew, where Black farmers raked, tilled, and appreciated land in places where our homes were built and our families were raised. It's for the fruit man who grew sugarcane and sold it on the side of the road at a local convenience store. It's for a friend who, upon graduating from high school, set off to farm with his grandfather. It's for a high school teacher who taught us the way of the land through agriculture classes. Through creating this story, I'm reminded that land is complex, as is our relationship with it. But land is loved too. Its soil is rich. And if we are to bring beauty back to our worlds, we must first reckon with truth, as complicated as it may be. Wow. What an amazing and insightful story. And I really appreciate the author's note because it gives a bit of history. This book made me feel gratitude. There are so many things that we utilize that are the result of other people doing their civic duties, which is what we're talking about all this week. I love how The Last Stand reminds us that community is built in small but meaningful and super impactful ways. Now, what is one thing you can do this week to help take care of your community? Is there a neighbor you can help or trash that can be cleaned up? Is there something at school that's needed that you can easily do, or even if it takes a little bit of work, it will have a big impact? Start to think about your role within your community. Thanks for reading with me. I will see you next time. And remember to enjoy the moment or go be a joy in the moment. Bye. Now that's what I call a read aloud. I hope you learned something new. There's so many follow-up options the teacher lady wants to show you. Your family can donate a book to a child that's in need, or your grown-up can go listen to the book review to learn more about this story. And if you like magical books, the teacher lady has made many more. Along with your grown-up, go look at the website. I encourage you to explore.